25 years an educator and an award-winning artist. She works to bring attention in her role as Second Lady to art therapy and sacrifices made by military service members and their families. She and her husband are no stranger to the March for Life. They've been here many, many years. This might be one of the warmer years that they've been here, though. Please join me in giving a very warm welcome to the Vice President and Second Lady of the United States of America.
Tell you that it is my privilege to be with you here today. It is my privilege to stand with you for life. Thank you for being here, for standing in the cold for something that you believe in. Thank you for your stories of courage. Thank you for your stories of regret and forgiveness and starting over. Thank you for your stories of hope. Thank you for your stories of inspiration. And thank you for your stories of truth. And it is my privilege to introduce to you a very pro-life person, the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence.
Well, hello, America. And thank you, Karen. It's a joy for us to be with you today. You know, my wife is many things. She's a mother. She's an advocate for military families. She's traveled across this country. She's even an art teacher at a Christian school. And I couldn't be more proud of our Second Lady, my wife, Karen Pence. To Jeannie, to members of the board, members of Congress, faith leaders, my fellow Americans, especially all of the great young people in this pro-life generation. We're the Pences, and we're pro-life. And we're proud to welcome you back to our nation's capital. Grateful that you made the long journey here to the largest pro-life gathering in the United States of America, the 46th Annual March for Life. Thank you so much. We gather here because we stand for life. We gather here because we stand for compassion. And we gather here because we believe, as our founders did, that we are, all of us, born and unborn, endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, and first among these rights is the right to life. 46 years ago this month, the majority on the Supreme Court turned its back on that right. But in that moment, a movement was born. A movement defined by compassion and love. A movement animated by faith and truth. And a movement that's been winning hearts and minds every day since. Because of all of you gathered here, all those you represent and all those who have gone before, we know in our heart of hearts that life is winning in America once again. Life is winning through the compassion of caregivers and volunteers at pregnancy, centers across the country. Life is winning through the generosity of millions of adoptive families who open their hearts and their homes. And life is winning through courageous men and women who step forward to serve in public office and who now advance the cause of life from our nation's capital to state houses across the country. To all the pro-life elected leaders that are gathered here today, we say from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Thank you for your stand. Thank you for serving for life. And to all gathered here today, we urge you to stand strong. Be prepared to give a reason for the hope that you have. Be prepared to defend life, but do so with gentleness and respect. They will attack you. They will question your hearts to silence others. But don't listen to them. Listen to the truth. And know that He who said, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you," also said, "I will never leave you or forsake you," as you stand for His creation, as you stand for the right to life. And as you stand, we're here to tell you that you can be confident you do not stand alone. You are joined by tens of millions across this nation, and know that you have an unwavering ally in this Vice President, in our family, and you have a champion in the President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump. From the first day of this administration, President Trump has taken action to defend the sanctity of life. Our president reinstituted the Mexico City policy, so now no American foreign aid flows to organizations that support or promote abortion around the world. In the last 2 years, President Trump kept his promise, and he appointed more conservative men and women to our federal courts of appeals than any president in American history. And this president signed legislation, and I had the privilege to cast the tie-breaking vote to empower states to defund Planned Parenthood. The truth is, President Donald Trump is the most pro-life president in American history, and we are grateful for your support. From the White House to your house, life is winning in America once again. But we gather here today because we know we still have much work to do. So we urge you to stand strong. Stand with that love and compassion as you stand for life. And know that we will stand with you until that great day comes where we restore the sanctity of life to the center of American law. But you just don't have to take our word for it. You know, it's an honor to address you here at this annual March for Life. But it's our high honor and distinct privilege to introduce to you the 45th President of the United States of America. Here's a message from President Donald Trump.
Today, I'm very proud to welcome tens of thousands of families, students, and people of all faiths and backgrounds to our nation's capital for the 46th Annual March for Life. This is a movement founded on love and grounded in the nobility and dignity of every human life. When we look into the we see the beauty and the human soul and the majesty of God's creation. Meaning, and that every life is worth protecting. As president, I will always defend the first right in our Declaration of Independence, the right to life. During my first week in office, I reinstated the Mexico City policy. We have taken bold action to protect the religious freedoms of doctors, nurses, and charities like the Little Sisters of the Poor. We issued a new proposal to prohibit Title X taxpayer funding from going to any clinic that performs abortions. We are supporting the loving choice of adoption and foster care, including through the support of faith-based adoption services. And I am supporting the U.S. Senate's effort to make permanent the Hyde Amendment, which prohibits taxpayer funding for abortion in spending bills. Today, I have signed a letter to Congress to make clear that if they send any legislation to my desk that weakens the protection of human life, I will issue a veto, and we have the support to uphold those vetoes. Every child is a sacred gift from God. As this year's March for Life theme says, each person is unique from day one. That's a very important phrase, unique from day one, and so true. I want to thank Americans who traveled all across the country to March for Life, and I especially want to thank so many young people who give us hope for the future. Together, we will work to save the lives of unborn children so that they have a chance to live and to love, to thrive and to dream, and to bless our nation and reach their full and glorious potential. Thank you. God bless you and your families, and God bless America.